I do want to get into a couple of clips that we had, some audio we had. Most of it is from the presidential town hall that CNN conducted last week, where, our president once again made a stunningly excellent showing, as he always does. And this is your president, remember. So let's hear what Joe Biden has to say. And I thought this was interesting because they're finally admitting publicly that these unemployment benefits and other benefits that they've given to people in the COVID era have actually kept people from going back to work. And that's, of course, what we're hearing anecdotally from business owners. That's what, just applying our own common sense, our logic and reason to the situation would indicate that you incentivize not work and you disincentivize work, you're going to have more people not working. I mean, you're making it easier and better for people to not work. So what would you expect? You're going to get more of it, right? I mean, that's just common sense, simple logic and reason being applied to the situation. But now, finally, our president is admitting the fact that these benefits are keeping people from going back to work.
There's some evidence that maintaining the ability to continue to not have to pay your rent so you don't get thrown out, and being able to provide for unemployment insurance has kept people from going back to work.
There's some evidence of that, right? There's some evidence of that. It seems like there's a lot of evidence of that when you've got stores that can't open, you've got restaurants that have to operate at a limited capacity because they can't hire enough staff. Now, that was a period when the president was somewhat coherent. You got to love this next segment, though, and this is where he starts getting into some vaccine talk, which, I mean, if this guy's telling you what to do on vaccines, I mean, who would you trust but this guy, right? Now, it's interesting how he weaves in both the question of whether or not we actually went to the moon and the question of whether or not we're currently being visited by aliens, which is, something I don't think the sitting president has ever gotten into talking about too much, but here we go.
You got the vaccination?
Yeah.
Are you okay? I mean, you seem, no, it works. Or or the mom and dad, or the neighbor, or when you go to church, or when you're, no, I really mean it. There are trusted interlocutors. Think of the people. If your kid wanted to find out whether or not there's a man on the moon or whatever, something, or, whether those aliens are here or not, who are the people they talk to beyond the kids who love talking about it?
Boy, I tell you, he's a model of clarity, isn't he? No. I really mean it.
I think I lost brain cells listening to that.
I mean, come on.
I'm very confused.
Forget doing drugs. This is your brain on Biden, right? Show me the frying egg. This is your brain on Biden. Try and follow. Try and keep up with him. Look, it's not Pudding Thursday. Okay, so he's more coherent on Pudding Thursday because he's very excited about the pudding. He prefers
You're a
tapioca.
funny boy.
Well, I mean, what's going on with this guy? He can't even string together a coherent sentence. And you want more proof of it? I mean, this last clip, this sort of tells the tale of the tape, so to speak, for how Biden cannot keep his thoughts straight. He cannot finish a sentence. He cannot finish a thought. He's always walking around with those little cards that he's got to refer to as little cards. Have we ever had a president who presents this way in public, who can't finish a thought coherently? I mean, I'm not saying have we ever had a president who lost his train of thought, because everybody loses their train of thought. You just don't do it every single sentence, right? You don't do it constantly. You don't do it at every moment that you have any opportunity to be on television. So let's listen to this, and you tell me if you can follow him.
And the question is whether or not we should be in a position where you are. Why can't the experts say we know that this virus is in fact it's going to be, or excuse me, we know why all the drugs approved are not temporarily approved but permanently approved.
I hope our enemies aren't listening.
I mean, it's like somebody, it's like somebody who's applying to work at McDonald's and they say, now, why is it you want to flip hamburgers for a living? And you're like, oh, I didn't anticipate that interview question. It's just, I love the chicken McNuggets. I mean, are we talking about McNuggets or, the fries are great. He's just sort of all over the place. And he's got these defensive mechanisms where he tries to then use these interjections like, look, or come on, and he tries to like he's changing the subject suddenly. You just can't keep up with the guy. He moves so fast. He moves at lightning speed. Well, speaking of somebody who moves at lightning speed, this will have to be our Out There segment for the day. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree, does it? Now, let's have a little clip of Hunter Biden. I don't know if we've got time to quite finish this out, but this is Hunter and Hallie Biden. And you'll never guess what Hunter's doing during this clip.
Well, I think we should discuss that while you're there.
That's Hallie Biden.
Why did you call me at 9 o'clock in the morning to tell me that?
9 o'clock in the morning.
The Marine Dowd article comes out.
I didn't know about Marine Dowd.
Well, you did before you started talking to me,
You
Hallie.
wouldn't attack me, that you would be a bit more humble.
I did
but
not
I was
attack
wrong,
you.
and it pissed me off.
I didn't attack you.
Okay, you said I'm going to use against you.
No, okay. I said to
and
you,
then
Hallie,
you said I haven't
I
been
don't want to
supportive.
give you information about this program because I'm afraid that you'll use it against me as not being enough.
I can't keep talking.
Okay, we're not going to get to it, I guess. But anyway, at the end of this one, he smokes a crack pipe. I'm Morgan Streetman. That's the way I see it. Thank you for listening to the Morgan Streetman Show. We hope you enjoyed what you heard. And if you did, please click like and subscribe to help us out. And remember that we recommend that you exercise your brain at least once a week.